Volcanoes, fiery giants with the power to reshape our world in an instant. Throughout history, these molten mountains have unleashed catastrophic eruptions, leaving behind trails of destruction and forever changing the course of civilizations. Today, we're counting down the top 5 most devastating volcanic eruptions ever recorded. Starting us off with number 5. The unique and disruptive story of Age of Geological to life. In a world of constant motion, where airplanes connect nations and economies hum, there exists an unpredictable force that can bring it all to a grinding halt: volcanoes. In 2010, Iceland's Age of Geological taught us all a lesson in just how interconnected and vulnerable our global systems truly are. Age of Geological wasn't about apocalyptic destruction. Its eruption, while visually impressive, was relatively modest. However, the composition of its ash was the true culprit: fine, glass-like particles that posed a severe threat to aircraft engines. As the ash cloud spread, a cascading effect rippled across Europe. Airspace shut down, thousands of flights were cancelled, and millions of passengers were left stranded. The economic fallout was massive, from perishable goods rotting in transit to business deals lost in the airport limbo. For days, the world seemed to wait with bated breath. Would the ash disperse? Could airlines safely reroute flights? Age of Geological exposed just how reliant our modern society is on the predictability of air travel, adaptation and innovation. Yet, in the face of disruption, humans adapt. Scientists meticulously analyze the ash, providing vital data for aviation authorities. Airlines revised flight safety standards, allowing for a cautious resumption of air travel even as the volcano continued to simmer. Outro: Age of Geological's ash cloud may have faded, but its impact lingers. It underscored the fragility of our globalized world and the need for collaboration and preparedness when nature throws us a curveball. Coming in at number 4, let's journey to Mount Pinatubo's explosive awakening and explore its global repercussions. Nestled amidst the lush rainforests of the Philippines lies Mount Pinatubo. For centuries, this volcano slumbered, a deceptively peaceful presence in the landscape. Yet, deep below the surface, pressure was building. In the months leading up to 1991, scientists detected troubling signs. Earthquakes shook the area, and steam vents on Pinatubo's slopes grew more vigorous. Recognizing the danger, authorities initiated a massive evacuation, moving hundreds of thousands out of harm's way. On June 15, 1991, Pinatubo unleashed its fury. The eruption shook the Philippines, sending a monstrous column of ash soaring miles into the stratosphere. Rivers of scorching pyroclastic flows devastated the surrounding region, and a thick blanket of ash smothered entire towns. Pinatubo's impact was not confined to the Philippines. Winds carried its enormous ash cloud around the globe. This volcanic veil blocked sunlight, causing a measurable dip in global temperatures for several years. The eruption had far-reaching and unexpected consequences. The vibrant sunsets caused by the ash particles actually worsened ozone layer depletion. And, ironically, Pinatubo's cooling effect temporarily offset the warming trend of greenhouse gases. In the aftermath, the scar on the landscape was undeniable. Yet, life is resilient. Rainforests slowly reclaimed the slopes, and a stunning crater lake formed within Pinatubo's caldera. The eruption became a potent reminder of nature's raw power and humanity's ability to adapt in the face of immense challenges. The lessons learned from Mount Pinatubo have improved volcano monitoring and early warning systems worldwide. While the forces of nature remain unpredictable, science helps us to better prepare and mitigate the risks of future eruptions. Now let's dive into the number 3 spot. The chilling story of Iceland's Loki Fissure eruption and its far-reaching consequences. Iceland, land of fire and ice, is a realm where volcanoes shape the very earth. Yet, even amidst this rugged beauty, one eruption stands out for its relentless devastation: the Loki eruption of 1783. It began not with a singular explosion, but with the ground itself tearing open. The Loki Fissure stretched for miles, spewing forth unimaginable quantities of lava and suffocating gases. Week after week, month after month, this fiery wound continued to bleed, transforming Iceland into a toxic wasteland. The true horror of Loki, however, lay in its far-reaching impact. Poisonous fumes carried by the winds blanketed Europe, creating a choking haze that withered crops and withered lungs. Across the continent, harvests failed, livestock perished, and a devastating famine descended upon the land. Hunger breeds desperation. The Loki eruption's toxic legacy fueled widespread misery and social unrest. In France, where the ground was already fertile for revolt, The famine stoked existing tensions, contributing to the volatile atmosphere that ultimately exploded in the French Revolution. Laki's impact wasn't just felt in the immediate aftermath. Its vast emissions of sulfur dioxide had a temporary cooling effect on the global climate, leading to unusually harsh winters and bizarre meteorological events. For Iceland itself, the Laki eruption was a national catastrophe. A significant portion of the population perished due to famine or poisoning. Survivors faced years of hardship, and the island's landscape was forever scarred. The Laki eruption serves as a grim reminder of the interconnectedness of our world, how a volcanic event in a remote corner of the Earth can trigger a cascade of consequences that reshape nations and etch their mark on history. In our number to spot, we travel to the heart of the Roman Empire. Daily life hummed with energy. The cities of Pompeii and Herculaneum, nestled at the foot of Mount Vesuvius, were centers of commerce and culture. Yet, a dark force lurked beneath the surface. In the years leading up to 79 AD, there were whispers of unease. Tremors shook the ground, wells dried up, and strange gases seeped from the earth. These were ominous signs of a sleeping giant about to awaken. Then came the fateful day. Mount Vesuvius roared to life with an explosion that shattered the tranquil afternoon. A monstrous column of ash and pumice shot miles into the sky, blotting out the sun. Panic gripped Pompeii and Herculaneum as terrified residents fled for their lives. Superheated pyroclastic flows raced down the slopes, engulfing everything in their path. Choking ash rained relentlessly, burying the cities layer by layer. Pompeii and Herculaneum vanished, their final moments frozen in a ghostly embrace of volcanic debris. For centuries, the lost cities lay forgotten. Then, in the 1700s, excavations began, unearthing a breathtaking time capsule of Roman life. The ruins of Pompeii and Herculaneum offer an unparalleled glimpse into the daily routines, art, and architecture of the ancient world. Yet, amidst the awe-inspiring rediscovery lies a chilling reminder of nature's destructive power. The casts of Pompeii's victims, eternally locked in poses of terror and desperation, are a haunting testament to the sudden and devastating force of the Vesuvius eruption. Mount Vesuvius still stands, a silent sentinel over the modern cities built upon the layers of the past. The eruption of 79 AD remains a stark reminder of the Earth's raw power and the ever-present dance between humanity and the volatile forces of nature. And our number one top spot for the most devastating volcanic eruption goes to Mount Tambora in 1815. Imagine a world plunged into darkness, a year where summer never comes, where crops wither and die, and famine casts a long shadow across entire continents. This wasn't a dystopian fantasy, it was the chilling reality following the 1815 eruption of Mount Tambora in Indonesia. Nestled within the lush Indonesian archipelago lies a sleeping giant, Mount Tambora. For centuries, it lay dormant, a seemingly tranquil peak. Until 1815, when it awoke with unimaginable fury. Tambora's eruption was colossal, the largest recorded in human history. The explosion was heard thousands of miles away, shattering windows and plunging neighboring islands into darkness. Superheated pyroclastic flows raced down the mountainside, incinerating everything in their path. But the true horror lay in what the volcano hurled into the sky. Tambora's ash cloud encircled the globe, blocking sunlight and disrupting weather patterns worldwide. Europe and North America were plunged into what became known as the year without a summer. Temperatures plummeted, crops withered in the fields, and famine stalked the land. This volcanic winter sparked social unrest, economic hardship, and even mass migrations in search of food. The Tambora eruption had ripple effects far beyond the immediate devastation. In Switzerland, a gloomy summer trapped indoors fueled the dark imagination of Mary Shelley, who penned the iconic horror novel Frankenstein. The lack of oats for horses inspired a German inventor to create a human-powered alternative, an early prototype of the bicycle. Mount Tambora's eruption reminds us of the profound ways our planet's natural forces can reshape our world. While dormant now, volcanologists continue to study Tambora, knowing that one day, the giant may stir once more. And that ends our top 5 volcanoes that shook the world. Tell us your story in the comments below. And if you've ever been fascinated by the disruptive power of nature, don't forget to like and subscribe.